going to cover how, if you are buying a home, how you can potentially lower your monthly payment. And these are just a few options that you could potentially do. It's not an all-inclusive list. There are other creative ways where you could find a way to lower your monthly payment. But with interest rates where they're at, prices still where they're at, what we're hearing from a lot of our buyers is my monthly payments just became too much, so I need to stop looking. Well, that's why a good consultation with a realtor and a lender will help you still get into the home that you are looking for. There are several ways that you can lower your monthly payment getting into a home, and here are a few options. So, number one, well, obviously, if you put more money down, the down payment does make a difference in your monthly payment. The more money you do put down into the loan, into the purchase, the less your monthly payment will be. And now you need to decide how much you're willing to put down and how much that really affects your monthly payment to see if it's worth it for you. Under 20%, sometimes you're still going to have your PMI or private mortgage insurance. So that's something to take into account too, that raises your monthly expenses. Another way to lower your monthly payment, this one's a little obvious and maybe not what you want to hear, but to adjust your expectations of what you're going to get for your monthly payment. With the interest rates being where they're at and with prices still being where they're at, you may need to adjust your expectations of what you can get for every dollar that you put into the home that month. Number three here, use a loan assistance program. This is where a consultation with your lender is going to help you a ton, potentially save you thousands of dollars. There's a ton of different loan assistance programs out there, from down payment assistance to maybe just a better interest rate, anything like that. So talk to your lender about how these loan assistance programs can help your monthly payment stay lower and keep money in your pocket every single month. We talked about PMI a little bit here, and number four is to pay that PMI up front in your closing costs. So yes, it's a little more money up front. However, that PMI is a monthly payment if you don't pay it up front. So if you pay that upfront into your closing costs, then your monthly payment will be lower. And you can talk with your mortgage lender. Depending on the size of your loan, your PMI is going to be different. So talking to your loan officer and your lender will allow you to know how much you would actually need to put up front to be able to pay this off and lower your monthly payment. Number five here, a rate buy down. So we've talked about this before in our seminars, and what a rate buy down is, it's a seller credit that pays down your interest rate. Whether it's a flat interest rate buy down where they buy down the rate for the full 30 years, or it's a temporary buy down where they buy down maybe 2% for the first 2 years, 1% for the next year, and then you just have your normal rate after that. It can be a great option to lower your payment and ease into your payments, and hopefully interest rates will fall down and you'll be able to refinance and just adjust your payment that way as well. Well, what's the benefit to the seller to pay these credits? Well, by the seller paying these credits, they can get you the monthly payment that you need to be able to buy their house without having to drop the price significantly. A seller credit is much less expensive to the seller than having to drop the price by the same amount to get that same monthly payment. So the seller credit is advantageous to the seller as well. So if you're a buyer in today's market, ask for a seller credit. You may get it, you may not, but it's at least worth asking because it does help the sellers as well, especially if they're sitting on the market. Another one here is to also just be aware of HOA fees and property taxes. Certain neighborhoods have higher property taxes and certain neighborhoods also have higher HOAs. So just be aware of those and see how that will affect your monthly payment. Some new loan options that are also coming up that I've seen, I haven't done a ton of research into them yet, and I will report back on that, but it's extending the term of your loan. I've seen that there are even some 40-year mortgages. Not necessarily that I recommend those. However, it is an option to get your monthly payment a little bit lower for a while and then you can always refinance if you need. So this would be a way to make your monthly payment more manageable and maybe get into a house that fits your needs and expectations. But by extending that loan, your monthly payment is going to be less. You're most likely going to pay more in interest over the life of the loan, but it is an option, maybe short term. And the last one here, it doesn't necessarily lower your monthly payment on paper, but it does put money back in your pocket, and that's renting a room. Maybe you can rent an extra room in your house to a friend, to a roommate, to maybe to a stranger if you want. It's always up to you. Uh, but renting a room, if even if it's $700-800 a month, that can make a huge difference in your monthly payment. So with all of these options, like I said, it is not an all-inclusive list of options to get your monthly payment down. However, it does show that if you're creative and willing to look into options, there is still a way to keep your monthly payment lower than it would just be standard. I know I had a conversation and a video go out last week about whether renting is really 100% interest and whether it's in the best interest of you as the buyer to buy right now or rent. Well, if you are looking to buy, here are some options of how to keep your monthly payment as low as possible. Thank you again. My name is Austin Cassidy with Tanner Realty Group, and my number is here below right there. Feel free to give me a call for a free consultation to see how we could potentially structure a deal for you to get you into your next home. Thank you so much.